Welcome to another episode on Tech Talk, your number one platform for cutting edge AI innovation and digital transformation. Of course, I remain your host, Vanilla Moye, and today I'm bringing a very interesting topic, or should I say a question. AI in marketing and development. Should we be speeding it up or slowing it down to get it right? And with me, I have a growth marketer, Stephen Oyadili, and a software developer, Oluwajuwon Kayode. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us.
Hi Vanilla, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Hi, Vanilla. Thank you for having me.
All right. So it honestly feels like new AI tools pop up every single day, right?
hmm
It's almost like if you blink, you miss like the next three AI tools that are coming up. And it can be exciting and also exhausting at the same time. So can you tell me how you determine which of the AI trends to hop on and which to avoid?
As developers, what we do is we have a community of developers and we talk about these things. We test them out before we decide to go on full scale to depend on them. So this gives us the opportunity to test out, to try and look at the downsides of those new models, these these new AI models, and then decide whether we are going to integrate them into our daily workflow.
So to reiterate what you just said, you're saying as developers, what you do is test out the products first instead of just hopping on each trend you find. You
Yes,
test out the product first before.
yes.
How's that like for you in marketing?
well, it's probably similar, but
Okay.
I don't have to always up on every new AI tool that comes around for me. So it's most likely something around you understand the basics of marketing first. AI or no AI, you still have to be able to execute your task without AI. So what AI does for people like me in my field, especially in good marketing, is to enhance your work. For example, you want to use Lex AI for running ads, but of course you can easily use that in Facebook Ad
Yeah,
Manager, for example,
definitely.
for Meta Ad. So it's not as though, while I understand that there are new models of AI coming out every day, I don't necessarily have to just jump on whichever one comes in. And I think whether even you are optimized or not is not the most important thing for me. It is if you are relevant. So if the AI tool is relevant to
To your line of
what
work.
I am
Yeah.
doing, and then how to now use it is another thing. If you don't understand the basics of what you do, you probably might not be able to even use the AI optimally. So I think that's that for me.
Okay, but personally speaking, I feel like, hopping first on a trend has this power. We've seen most people or most creators or most tech enthusiasts hop on a trend the first time and they are pace setters. People come to them to hear the pros and cons of certain AIs, want to follow a trend, a specific creator or whatever is, taking on certain AI trend. Don't you ever feel the need to just, take on a trend? Immediately it comes, you're hopping on the trend and, giving people the pros and cons of certain AIs to take.
But one thing you should know about trend
Mm-hmm.
now is that it's an aspect of marketing,
Definitely.
right? So we set the trend. That's it. So an AI tool that comes in now will probably need uh, the involvement of a good marketer, social media management, the chain of funnel around marketing now to give it a push, right? And then that's first thing about marketing. So the
Mm.
people who actually pushed that AI tool now,
Mm.
are they using an AI tool to push
To
that?
push that AI to,
Exactly. So
yeah.
now, so in marketing, we have something we call FOMO. That's the fear of missing out.
Yes.
So you don't necessarily, it's a tool we use in marketing to, get a particular demographic of audience. So
Mm-hmm.
some audience demography now
Yeah.
around a certain age, we say,
Yeah.
okay, these people actually have what we call FOMO, and whatever you release at that time, at that to those particular audience, you have the tendencies of reaching them and gaining traffic from them,
Mm.
right? So in its entirety, trends and for AI and all of these things, we set them. So I still maintain the fact that when you understand the basics
Oh,
of your craft
yeah,
now,
definitely.
you won't even want to have the tendency, the urge to always want to jump on
Mm.
everything that comes your way, especially AI. While I'm not saying, oh, don't jump on it,
Mm-hmm.
don't make use of it, but like Joanna said, now it has to come from probably high level of discussion from your community.
Definitely.
You've interacted with some people some professionals in your field and then probably you are now thinking of executing some sort of project
Mm.
faster. And of course, you don't also want to become rusty. For example, you have a project and your project manager or your the owner, product owner says, I want to use this particular AI. You don't just want to miss out on it, and just for knowledge sake, you probably might just want to harness your strength in it and find whatever works for you in
That's
there.
a very beautiful answer. So for developers, yeah, it's more technical, right? Have you ever? I want to hear a personal experience of yours. If you've ever hopped on a trend and it has led to a disastrous change in your work line of work. Any personal experience we should know about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have had that kind of experience. It's not a trend per se. It's just what's common. We use AI
Mm-hmm.
to speed up our production.
Okay.
So, but sometimes without proper planning, this AI can go ahead because we now these days we have what we call agentic AI.
Mm-hmm.
So they are co-pilots. You can structure your code with them, map out the details of everything you want to do. But once you give them the go ahead, they just go ahead and do everything for you.
Mm.
So doing this, sometimes they go outside the boundary of what you want them to do.
Mm.
So they start to include the details that you didn't ask for. So it is important. When agentic AI came out, a lot of people didn't realize it. I was also a victim of it.
Mm.
So I didn't take caution to map out everything that I wanted for the AI. So it just went ahead and started creating things. You see, we call like we have components. So started creating components that ended up later creating um, that ended up not being used in the code eventually. That I had to personally go back and start to delete them because they are repetitive.
Mm.
The AI would have created them before somewhere in the code, and we also create them again. So
Mm.
this the issue of jumping on new AI,
Yeah.
we have to like be cautious with it because the AI that is coming, the new models that are coming in, we don't know the capacity, the capability, what they are capable of. So we have to follow. We have to follow. We have to follow cautiously. We have
Mm.
to follow cautiously. It's important actually that when new AI comes in, we if you can get in front of it, it's good. Yeah, that is good because for people like you see people you talk about YouTube, people go online and start sharing the knowledge they have with these things. But at the same time, we also have to be cautious of how we use those AI. We don't just have to give the autonomous power to the AI to carry on our task for us.
But to confirm though, there are some tools that have come instantly and you hop on it and it's been great for you.
Yeah, yeah, yes,
Just
sure.
to confirm. Okay. So now we've agreed that moving fast or jumping on initial trends of AI can be daunting and can be, it's just about
Mm-hmm.
keeping a balance. So
Yeah,
we do understand that there are mistakes
yeah,
that happens when you jump on trends that you're not familiar with and you've not made research about it.
yeah.
Going back to marketing, I would like to, let you dive more on maybe mistakes or something you can tell us about how you've jumped on a trend you weren't supposed to jump on and led to.
Oh, I probably may be a difficult person to ask that question
Mm.
because I have my reluctance personally in jumping at things, whether necessarily or unnecessarily, and it comes with my craft. So there is a level of skill you have to have before even coming into marketing at all, and that's rudimental knowledge of how things operate, right? So now, well, have we not necessarily AI tools now? There's for example, SEO tools we've jumped on, and they were properly marketed,
Mm.
but their functionalities were reduced. There was a lot of disparity in what they said the tools could do and what it could actually do, right? So if we're coming down to AI, yeah, there are quite a few of them too that you know we've probably jumped on in my department, and they just necessarily didn't work out, right? But it still boils down to the fact that one of the things I always admonish before jumping on any tool, especially as a marketer now. Developers might not necessarily have the, I don't know, well, they might not necessarily have the luxury of, because they just can get documentation, understand this. But for you as a marketer, especially when you are in the product field, you must understand the functionality of a product. So all AI tools to a marketer should be a product, right? So you should see them first as products, right? So you must understand the product, you must understand the functionalities of the product, you must understand the capabilities of the product, you must understand the limitations of the product, you must understand the excesses of the product. Now, you must even understand the monetization aspect of the product. Why do you need to understand the monetization aspect of the product? Is that you don't just want to jump on a tool and then, well, it's quite useful, but their subscription rate is probably, say, $1,000.
This
Uh,
actually reminds me of a previous topic. Sorry to cut you
no
short.
problem.
This actually reminds me of a previous topic we took on our last podcast, or was it last two podcasts, where we talked about hopping on AI trends.
Okay.
And then, some people believe that when most AI tools are either to help you,
Mm.
work faster, your line of work and whatever. But then discovering that the AI tools actually takes more of your time than even helps
Actually,
Sorry, to add to what you just said now, looking at AI being a product
yeah.
is actually a very good point. Up until now, I didn't actually look at it that way. When people are coming to the market
you.
with these new AI tools,
Mhm.
they give you their best results. They give you
Yes.
their best results and
Yes.
Exactly.
sell you on it.
Yeah.
And you jump on it without realizing that there are shortcomings
To
that
this,
that
yeah.
was not mentioned
Yeah.
when they were trying to sell the AI tools to you.
Yeah, exactly. So you must understand those limitations before you want to do them, before you want to even try them out. While the generic term, especially for marketers now, it's becoming more difficult to even do an actual work right now, because everybody just wants to say, oh, it's AI. Now, it's diverse. It just mentioned agentic AI. I think there's
Mm-hmm.
generative AI.
Yes,
There
a
are
lot.
quite a lot.
A
But
lot.
now it just seems that once it has the A and the high, without actually knowing if it is artificial intelligence, once it has the A and the high behind it, everybody just says, you know what? It's gonna work.
Mm.
I mean, I was seeing a particular, is it meme now, or some sort, and then a founder coming to an investor and saying, okay, my product can bring more water for you, and he said, I already have something that can give me more water. And he says, no, my product is built with AI. And then the investor just gave him like $10,000.
That term AI,
You know,
everybody just believes
AI, and then you
it's the
just think
future.
it's the future. While it is the future, it could be your past too. If it's not taken, it could be your end. I mean, the example is cited now. If you're not a solid developer who understand the basics, I keep saying it's the basics. You must first understand your basics. You must understand the rudimental elements in your craft. Now, if you cannot do as simple as something as simple as writing basic code, I'm not in your field, but you can correct me, a line of code, then you don't understand how to compile code, put them into each component, do all of these things, and then you're just bringing AI. That was what happened to a friend of mine who just used AI. He's a founder. He was reluctant in giving his website to a developer because he felt they're charging too much, and he just had an AI that I would not mention the name to do the work. Now, the AI did a very fantastic job in destroying his life because, oh yeah, it did the
Oh
whole
my god.
website for him,
Yeah.
but the AI did not understand that he had to release the admin. So how to log in the admin portal, or zip panel now. So the admin session. So that means as a user, I could easily see the admin dashboard. And oh
Oh wow.
yeah. It's
You
funny.
don't even have to check whether the person has the
Exact.
access to
You
it.
get.
Wow.
So now, so a user can just come in, and
And
then you're
access the
doing something,
admin
and then see
panel.
the admin panel. And it happened that a user who appears to know that just change the password. and and that's it. Now he needed a senior developer. in his world, he needed a senior developer who could understand first the language of the AI, like whatever programming language the AI used. Now, who could debug, who could now help him gain access back. Three. Now, you have to pay for all of those
Of
things.
course.
You could have just paid
The
it,
money he
the
used to
money
pay for
to
all that, but I
the
just be
so do you
developer.
want
I
to say,
know.
you know what, just build me something small. I don't have this budget. I don't. So it's just there. Same thing with marketing too. You see people saying, I want to use AI for my SEO. Fantastic, no problem. The only problem now is that if you do not understand the basics, I keep repeating the word basics. If you don't understand the basics of SEO, you won't understand what keyword means. You won't understand what short tail and long tail keywords is. You won't understand where to put them in. You won't understand backlink structure. I have a travel agency who was ranking for cement production, and they were gaining so much views, but they are useless views because people who are coming in are expecting to find cement,
Mm.
right? So they populate your website with a lot of views, but they are opting out again to understand. So now you want to understand their engagement rate, your retention rate, where are they getting churn off?
Mm.
All of these things, AI will not necessarily bring them out to you
Okay.
if you don't give it the prompt, right? So
So to going back on that SEO, are you saying if actually we were to put it side by side, are you saying if you tell an AI now to generate SEO keywords and whatever
mhm.
versus a human doing that, which do you think will run well?
There's no straight answer to that,
Okay.
but here's the breakdown. So, if somebody, an SEO person,
Mm-hmm.
not SEO specialist now,
Okay.
a marketer who thinks, okay, I can handle SEO, but you don't really understand the basics of SEO, the rudiments of SEO.
Mm-hmm.
If you put it in your prompt that I need 1,500 blogs on this topic, it's going to give you those topics, right? Now, if I want the same blog content, right? And I have the topic. One, I understand that I have to optimize the topic to follow SEO standard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so I have to change the topic to have some SEO keywords in it. Two, I have to have some solid meta description to follow what the headline is. Three, I have to have keywords that will be consistent from the heading to the body of the content. Four, I have to have backlink structure that is not sending it back to my competitors. For example, if I run a digital marketing agency, and then I'm trying to reiterate a particular point and say,
Okay.
okay, probably I'm saying digital marketing is the key in the 21st century as a topic. And then I have a competitor, XYZ digital agency, who has written something like that. And I'm sending a backlink to that agency. Now, what I'm doing is shooting myself in the leg.
Yeah.
AI will not do that. AI will not know, understand that.
Oh yes.
So what
Yes.
AI just does is, oh, I can crawl the internet and see that this particular company has written on this particular topic, and then bring it to your article, right? And then you just publish it, and then you keep seeing a lot of views, and you won't rank for anything. Now,
Mm.
instead of them coming to you, so it's like you are using your own marketing strategy and marketing effort, your money, your time, your energy, everything, your resources, and you are using it to populate another person's website.
Mm.
So it's like you are doing a free listing
For another
for another.
website. Yes.
Now, AI will not do that for you. I think you want to say something.
Yeah, I
Else.
want to say something. Similar to what you just said now. So, in development too, we have these co-pilots.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
as developers, when you write your code in your local machine, you push them to the cloud environment of GitHub or
Mm-hmm.
whatever
Mm-hmm.
cloud or cloud services you are using. GitHub is the most popular one. So once you are when you are using this AI and they help you generate code, they make some kind of mistake, they will create a link back
Yeah.
to where they are copying that code from.
From
In fact, and this is something that is
You know, I was just about to ask you if it was similar with marketing.
and this is something that can be penalized for. I mean, Google and Meta, they were dragging each other over some code base some years back. Like who is the right owner of
rightful
this?
of this
I mean,
particular code.
imagine an AI doing that for you, and you didn't even know.
So
You
wait.
just failed, and you
You
leave the
publish.
link of the source of that original source of that code in
Oh,
your
yeah.
code source.
Wait, to get this right, For every time you ask an AI to code something, it actually has a backlink to.
Yes,
Oh wow,
Oh yeah.
yes, it has the knowledge base
knowledge base.
to all of the code that is written.
Mm-hmm.
So AI, all these AI copilot, they use that knowledge base to create the code that you're asking for.
Mm.
So AI is actually not most of the time creating something new. It's just recreating what others
Mm.
do because
Exactly.
virtually everything that you are trying to do, someone else had done it before. So you just copying and
And
pasting it.
That's
pasting.
why if you're running a project, I do analytical project analysis, especially for what's it called, academic purposes. Now you understand that when you put, so if you're using a particular analytical tool that we call R to analyze your data and then get some results from it. Now if you want to interpret that same data, now, you generated the old data by yourself. Probably you did some local government areas and all these things, and then you're analyzing it with whatever tool you're using. Now, if you need an interpretation for that, your original data. Now, the data is yours, the analysis is yours because you used your tool to do it now. But you need an interpretation. If you put that data into uh, an AI, like a generative AI, ChatGPT, for example, and say, interpret this data for me. Now, unfortunately, what if you're very sound, I am sure ChatGPT cannot actually. Now, let me not use ChatGPT in the real sense. Generative AIs
Mm-hmm.
generally
Mm-hmm.
cannot give you original content.
Mm.
Now, it's supposed to just interpret the data it has, but
Definitely.
no, it's going to look for similar data on cloud in the internet, look for things that are similar, give you the interpretation that people have already published.
Publish, yeah.
Try to recoin it, change your words and all of these things, and give it to you as your own. So that's why you now have AI plagiarism checker, AI
Yes.
checker, AI,
Yes,
all of
yes.
these things. If it was solid, you wouldn't need all of those things, right? So I think that's
Like there is no genuine
is the
interpretation
genuine
of the
exactly of the data. Which if you add, so for example now, if you want to now get better results from AI, what you should have done in essence is now to find, okay, do the interpretation to the best of your knowledge. You have the data, you did the structural interpretation in analysis. Now interpret it in words, right? Your semantics may not be correct, your placement may not necessarily be correct. You don't have a
Mm.
problem with that. After interpreting it to the best of your knowledge, you can now copy those interpretation as your prompt. Now give it to AI and ask it to refine it, make it better for you. Now you get a better result that
just
just
giving it
So
the
now
old
this
yeah.
interpretation.
actually this actually debunks the whole idea or myth that AI will take your job. Because at the end of the day, this just boils down to AI still needs human interaction to function.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
So it's not just give AI
People
AI
like
can
him
take over your
built
job.
models of AI.
Mm,
Right.
okay. Okay, so it's all about, we've established now that it's all about finding a balance,
Mm.
moving fast enough to stay relevant but slow enough to stay safe. And
Okay.
it can be challenging because almost everybody, tech enthusiasts, business owners, tech founders, everybody are very confused as to the kind of AI tools to hop on and the ones to avoid. So, as a developer, what would you like? How would you tell people to find the balance between knowing what to avoid and knowing what?
That
It's
is
basically about finding a balance. You get,
balance.
yeah, finding a balance between being fast on the trend and taking the pace to just be safe. Because sometimes we've established now that sometimes being fast can bring some risk involved with it. You explained earlier as a developer the risks that involve jumping on every trend you see, and also advice staying safe. But at the same time, you also want to be a pace setter. You want to set trends. Be an industry leader in your line of field. So how would you suggest having a balance between what to do and what not to
I
do?
would suggest that is it for corporate bodies or for individuals?
For basically business owners, tech
Business owners.
founders, tech enthusiasts.
Okay. So for this set of people, what I would advise them, it's actually good to stay updated. It gives your business relevancy
Mm,
because without being updated, you will find yourself going out of business.
very fraction.
You go out of business. While you are trying to stay updated, you have to be cautious as well to to you have to be conscious of how you use this AI and which one you use. If you go online, you see a lot of people talking about these tools, their experiences with these tools,
Mm-hmm.
the challenges they were encountered with these tools. So you can look up on these things. You can join some of these groups. And also, what I think is also a good thing is joining podcasts. The people, developers, people that are bringing in new models. You
Yeah.
see them doing shows on YouTube. So if you do shows, if you watch those some of those shows, it gives you, you know how credible the AI you want to use is. Is it an AI model that is being made somewhere? I mean, I'm not saying that people that are making AI models in their home and in the comfort of their home, they are doing something bad or the AI could be terrible. But
Mm,
I'm saying if a company like Meta or Google is rolling out a new AI model, you have to know that such AI is a top notch. It's
definitely.
something they've tested over and over before rolling it out. So that's just my advice.
So, as marketing or in the marketing department, marketing is more like bridge between a client and the customers,
Mm.
trying to ensure that the clients, whatever services or product the client has, reaches the customers. And almost everybody needs a marketing department in their line of work,
Except you don't want to sell.
except you don't want to say exactly.
That's very true.
So yeah, this is
And
way
why would
different.
why would you set up business if you don't want to sell?
Exactly. Setting up for failure. So yeah, this is more important to you. And what would you say can be a balance between knowing what to hop on and knowing what to not to avoid?
Not to sound old or
Okay.
vague,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think there's a balance
Okay.
for any establishment, really, because the balance is not up to you. So if you're an employee in an organization and your company says, you know what, this is the AI tool that we are using, you have no choice.
Fair point.
Now, you can literally talk about balance to founders, to business owners,
Mm-hmm.
right, to entrepreneurs, because they can understand it. But if you, as an employee, your organizational structure, like the management, says we leverage on this AI, you just have to leverage on it, right? Now, but going back, so I have an online community that I follow, right? So Harvard Business School. Now, so if you go to Harvard Business School to do your masters, MBA, whatever you want to do, there's something very peculiar about them. You are categorically not allowed to carry any gadget, any device. You have to do it the whole school. I mean, this is a prominent school.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
well known
Well done, yes. Well
all
done.
over. It's one school that even if you have money, you probably may not be able to
Learn it.
enter into it, right? To
Yeah.
do your whatever. But now you are not allowed as a prerequisite. You are not allowed to carry your gadget in the school premises
Hmm.
while lecture or anything is going on. You are not allowed to use any gadget, any electronic gadget for any project or assignment execution. You cannot submit. You have to do it the whole way.
Hmm.
Now, these people who are doing it the whole way come out to build the AI models, to build structures, digital structures, to build businesses that are now thriving, right? So you see that the when you necessarily want to find balance, you may look so long and yet not find it. So, is there the concept of balance when it comes to AI? Not necessarily. But what do you have to do now? So you don't encourage somebody doing the wrong thing. You don't give them strength. You ask them for repentance, right? So you're doing the wrong thing, and I'm saying, yeah, go on, and so
More
now
power to you.
more power to you. But you don't do that. So you only admonish strength to somebody who is doing the right thing. So now, for somebody who already knows how to code, who can write good programming languages, you know how to do JavaScript, CSS, Python, what have you. Now, you can say, find a balance. You already know how to do these things. We understand that you know how to do it, but we now want to see, because that is the original concept of bringing AI. We now want to see these things you're doing it in 1 month, but want you to be able to execute it in 15 days.
Mm.
Now you have a model, you have a structure that if you use your skill set, your expertise to train this thing, it can give you everything you are going to get in 1 week, it can give you in 1 day. Everything you're going to get in 1 month, it can give you within hours. I'm just using that as an example now, right? So now, we can now start teaching balance to somebody like that. Now, but for somebody who is just saying, you know what, you have not gone for any boot camp, you have not gone for any training, you have not gone for any community service in tech, you have not gone for any internship, you have not done
No
any
experience,
volunteer
no
work, no
experience at all.
experience at all. So I just woke up one day as a marketer and I say, you know what, I want to put on my LinkedIn profile, senior developer, and and
Delusional.
yeah, and I'm saying, oh, no, don't think I'm delusional now. Vanilla, I have AI.
AI that will do the work for
It
you.
work for me,
And
right?
the thing about this new AI is that they don't create custom
Solutions.
solutions.
Exactly.
You know,
Not.
they just if you look at if you are a developer, if
Yeah.
you look at the solutions that these AIs are providing, a lot of them they look alike.
That's
It's
the
just
thing.
like they are copying the same template.
It's
Like I
like
will
using
call
a
it a template.
WordPress.
Yeah. Like they have a template they are using for you. They are just inputting your details inside of it. So that's like what they do.
Exactly.
There is no any custom.
Personalized custom
Yeah,
feel
there's
there.
no
You probably,
that
if you
feel is
search
not there.
for long,
That
you
feel is
probably
not
find.
there. I think that's where people are making use of AI the wrong way.
Uh-huh.
If you want to make use of AI, it's not if you want to be fast, yeah. It's not to start chasing away your employees just because you want to use AI to be fast. So
Mhm.
what you will have to do is AIs are to assist people
Mhm.
to carry out repetitive tasks.
That's exactly.
To carry out repetitive tasks.
Exactly.
People still need the innovations, the creativity.
Mm.
So to bring that creativity out, that's what you can use AI to fast track. Or you already have the creativity, you have the idea, then use the AI to bring it to life.
Yeah.
So not use AI to create the whole solution.
Mm.
Trying to do that, you will end up getting the same result. If you are prompting AI to give you solution, you will end up getting the same solution over and over and over and again. Like if you ask it to build a website for you, another you ask AI to build a website for you.
Yeah.
No anything else, just build a
A
website.
website.
I believe I hear this a lot on YouTube. People we try to sell you or something, and they tell you that
I built a website in 2 minutes.
yes,
Yeah, I've seen, I mean,
I use
what
AI to build
website in
website.
2 minutes?
If you do
Find
that,
out how.
and if
You
and
are
Clickbait.
you are ending
and if
up in
it
the
does
ditch.
I do the same thing. If we bring our website, I mean AI, these AIs will definitely generate the website truly.
Mm-hmm.
And if we bring the three of them and compare them, we will see the similarity, a lot of
Especially
similarities
if you now
between the
narrow it down to
solutions.
the same niche. For example, you
Yes,
say, I want you to build me e-commerce
e-commerce website.
website,
I also want to
e-commerce
build
website,
e-commerce.
you want
You
e-commerce
will see
website, you
that
see the similarity a lot.
it will be all these websites will look nearly the same feel, everything. So we still need people to bring the creativity out. So using finding balance now, and what's the other thing now?
Finding the
Finding
balance. Just
balance
basically finding the
around
balance
around the
around.
use of
And
AI
around the use of AI. Yeah.
necessarily.
So you still need people that has the creativity in them. So they are the one now that you can empower with AI.
I say you now want to find balance to begin with.
Yes.
But if you have not done any study, you don't know anything. There's no balance for
There
you.
is no balance.
There's no balance. Go and
No
learn.
balance.
Learn. I understand.
No
It took me
balance.
years to learn this
I
thing, and I
mean,
can use
and you want to
AI
use 2 minutes
now.
to
I
learn
want to use 2 minutes. So that's why I say, if you come and say, what are you doing in marketing, or what are you doing develop, or whatever tech, I can use AI and I just laugh. Why use it? When you come back, we'll build you more. So
But at the end of the day, AI is still reshaping how we build and how we
sure,
market
Yes,
of
products.
course, the
Yeah,
right way.
yeah,
When used
the
the
right
right
way.
way.
Use it the right way, and maybe the real win actually is finding the balance
Mhm.
in your niche. When you have the knowledge and all. And the real thing is to move fast enough to innovate and also to be careful enough to last,
Yeah.
not to put yourself in risk. Thank you so much, Stephen and Oluwajuwon, for joining. And thank you so much, guys, for tuning into Tech Talk Podcast. Until next time, keep building and keep innovating. See you guys later.